Hello, everyone. Good morning. Live here again on A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. I'm Tomás Garza, your host, and welcome back. For the past few days, we've been looking at some replays here. This live stream has been going on for the whole year. Actually, we began back in January, so there are about 180 of these. My wife, Cindy, and I have been camping here over the weekend, over the holiday weekend. It's been a holiday here in the United States. And we've been having a great time with friends and family far, far from Wi-Fi access. Oh, yes. And it has been beautiful and relaxing. So we're back now, and we're still in Western Oregon. This is it's a temporary arrangement. We're visiting family and some friends still here, and we'll be back next week. But for the next few days, I'll be broadcasting live here, and we're going to continue exactly where we left off here at lesson 157 in the workbook for students, which is very profound, and there's very little actually to say about it today. So I know I've said in the past that a given live stream could be a short one, but today I truly mean that. And I want to just welcome you to hop on as I bring the stream up here. And if you have comments or questions, as always, please feel welcome to leave them here and pop in and say hello. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so last week we were looking at lesson 156 in the workbook, and 157 just sort of moves from there. It moves on from there, and what we're going through here is a process of reawakening. All of spiritual practice is a process of awakening to the truth of what we are, who we've always been, that has never gone anywhere despite all of our wanderings. The ego is simply a mistake in belief. We got the dog right here. Oh yeah, that's Rusty. He may make another appearance. Rusty, do you want to be on Zoom? Yeah. Down here in the bottom corner, the dog is here. He's a very sweet dog, very loving. It's Rusty. Rusty, hello. Anyway, all right. Rusty may get more attention than I do here today. So very, very cool. Spiritual practice, as I was saying a moment ago, is really, it's an undoing and it's a awakening process. It's a reawakening process more than anything else. Because what we realize along the way is that who we are has always been there. We've never gone anywhere. And although it has certainly felt like we've abandoned ourselves to our fate, we've never left ourselves because we cannot. That's literally impossible. And every moment of every day, we have the opportunity, and it really is a beautiful, loving opportunity to tap back into the truth of who we are. That is what lesson 157 in the workbook is all about today. In the commentary for today's lesson, the course says we're going to take a pause today and do something very, very profound. The idea is, into his presence would I enter now. That's lesson 157. The idea, again, into his presence would I enter now, right now. And we have the opportunity at this point and at every point to enter into the presence of God, to enter into the presence of ourself, capital S, yes, to relax, calm our mind as much as we possibly can, and just allow the world to fall away. The commentary for today's idea talks about even just a glimpse of what we've always known, the truth of who we are. As one with God, these are moments that we can access. It's a choice right now in the present moment to access it. So, what are the benefits of doing it? Well, what happens is the state that we can access is beyond learning. It's who we always have been. We don't need to learn that. Now, here in the world where we've forgotten who we are, we need A Course in Miracles. We need spiritual practice. You need your practice, whatever that looks like, because we've all forgotten. We've all forgotten. And because we've all forgotten, we need to be shown once again the truth of who we really are. When we access it, we recognize it and we know. And we'll return, as the Course puts it, to a path of learning. In other words, after you access this, there's still work to do here in the world. Today is a glimpse, and I invite you to take that glimpse today. What happens is when you catch a glimpse of who you really are, you will absolutely never be the same here in the world. You will show up differently. You can't help but show up differently. There's absolutely no way that you can go back to the way things were. And this is, in fact, a beautiful thing. Now, because the truth of who we really are is beyond learning, you cannot transfer your direct experience of God to other people. However, you will have, as the Course puts it, a light in your eye. You will have a way of showing up. You will be able to translate that, and you will attract people to that. They will recognize themselves in you, in the way you comport yourself, in the way that you show up, in what you say, and the love that you extend. And by the way, you cannot help but do that, having had the direct experience of yourself. You cannot help but extend love. This is what people will relate to, and you will be different. You will feel differently. You will feel as though you speak from the ultimate authority, because you do. You will feel powerful in a way that perhaps you have not felt before. And all it takes right now in the present moment is a decision to enter into the presence of God. It's literally, guys, that easy. It is. We complicate things. We complicate them so much in the world. All of it unnecessarily. It really is just as simple as this decision. So I invite you to make this decision today. If you're interested in the commentary for lesson 157, I invite you to read it. It's available online. You don't have to have a physical copy of A Course in Miracles, and you don't have to be following along day by day like we're doing here on the live stream in the workbook. You absolutely do not have to do that in order to gain full benefit from these ideas. This is universal. How could it not be? How could it not be? How could it not apply to every living thing? So I invite you, if you're curious, to read the commentary, and I invite you to take the time out today to go deep with yourself, to not just talk about it and not just post on social media as though you do it all the time, if you really don't, but I invite you to actually do it. And you don't have to tell anyone about it. You can simply sit quietly and enter into the presence of God, which is always available. How do I know it's always available? It's all that exists. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That is the summary of A Course in Miracles. Now you could apply that, just those few words, to every situation in your life and benefit tremendously. I invite you, if you're curious, to start at lesson 1 in the workbook. If you've always been curious about this, to start. To start, there are great materials available. I have materials that are available. I have a class that is an introduction to A Course in Miracles. Many people do. There are some wonderful commentaries on this. If you're at all interested, I invite you to just start. And if you have questions or concerns, feel welcome to reach out to me, because I'm here as a guide to help point the way. So I invite you to enter into the presence of yourself today. All right. So here on the live stream, hello, Petey, how are you? Thank you for tuning in here today. Guys, if you have comments or questions, feel welcome to leave them here. I'll be broadcasting here from Western Oregon Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Cindy and I hit the road. We'll be back in Arizona next week. So again, we've been doing some traveling, and I thank you all for tuning in here today. Again, a short live stream, because really there's not a whole lot to say about this. But I do, of course, invite you to go deep with yourself and do it today. Yeah. You'll be happy you did.